Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into today's story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our videos. So here's the thing about survival in the wilderness. You'd think if you're prepared, if you've got the right gear, the right skills, maybe some buddies with you, you'd be fine, right? Wrong. Because sometimes even the most experienced hunters, people who've spent their entire lives in the woods, just disappear, like they were never even there. And today we're talking about 5 hunters who walked into the wilderness and never came back out. Let's start with Dale Banker. This guy was a 59-year-old outdoorsman from Denver, Colorado. He wasn't some weekend warrior either. Dale knew what he was doing. He had all his hunting licenses, knew the area like the back of his hand, and was hunting in western Grand County, a place he'd been to countless times before. But in October 2007, things got weird. Really weird. Other hunters found his truck parked on Forest Service Road 103 near Chimney Rock. Everything was there. His guns, his camping gear, all his personal stuff, and the truck was locked. The last confirmed sighting? Someone saw Dale sitting in that truck on the afternoon of October 21st. That night, a massive snowstorm rolled through the area, and after that, nothing. He was just gone. Here's what makes this so creepy. When wildlife officers checked out the vehicle, there were no tracks in the snow around it. None. It's like he vanished into thin air right before the storm hit. The Grand County Sheriff's Office went all out. They brought in search dogs, did a massive manhunt operation on October 28th, about a week after they found the truck. But they came up empty. Absolutely nothing. Fast forward to 2018, 11 years later. Someone finds a skull and some personal items on a ranch near Carter Mountain, about 19 miles north of Kremlin, Colorado. No signs of trauma on the bones, so they ruled out foul play. And get this, the property belonged to Banker himself. Was it him? We still don't know. The case is still open, and Dale Banker is still missing. Alright, so this next case is absolutely insane. We're talking about Tom Messick, an 82-year-old U.S. Army veteran who served as a paratrooper with the 82nd Airborne Division. Everyone called him the One-Eyed Hunter. And despite his age and a lifetime of injuries, this guy refused to sit around in retirement. He was out there teaching survival skills to kids and hunting every chance he got. November 15, 2015. Tom and 6 of his hunting buddies headed out to the Lake George Wild Forest in Warren County, New York, looking for deer. Because of his age, the plan was simple. Tom would stay in one spot while the younger guys would push the deer toward him. When everyone met back up at the rendezvous point, Tom wasn't there. And he didn't leave anything behind. No gear, no signs, nothing. Just gone. His friends tried calling out to him, and when night fell, they reported him missing. The next day, it turned into a massive operation. We're talking 15 law enforcement agencies, including the New York State Police and the FBI. Helicopters, scent dogs, search and rescue teams combing every inch of the forest. And they found nothing. Not a single trace. Now, here's where it gets really creepy. In a documentary about Tom's disappearance, one of the people who was there that day said they heard strange noises coming from the woods. Not animal noises. Something else. Something they couldn't identify. They told the authorities about it, but apparently nobody took it seriously. So what happened to Tom Messick? Did he get lost? Was he abducted? Or was it something else entirely? Something we can't explain? Because here's the thing. This was an experienced hunter, a military veteran who knew these woods, and he just vanished like he was never even there. This one hits different because Eric Smith had absolutely no reason to disappear. The 41-year-old from Cedar Bluff, Virginia, was a devoted family man. He had a wife, daughters, and by all accounts, he adored them. He was a shift manager at Consol Energy in Buckingham County, supervising over 500 people. His co-workers loved him. Everyone said he was kind, fair, hardworking. The guy never even called in sick. On November 8, 2013, Eric left home to go hunting on his own property along West Hurt Buggy Road. His mom thought it was weird that he left his cigarettes and cell phone at home. That wasn't like him. Eric never came home that night, and he never showed up for work the next day either. Search and rescue teams were sent out immediately, then helicopters, then sniffer dogs. But nothing, not a bone, not a piece of clothing, nothing. His family and local authorities even put up a $20,000 reward for information. So what could have happened? Some people think he got sick or had an accident, but with absolutely no remains found, that seems unlikely. Others think maybe he ran into illegal hunters or drug smugglers who killed him and hid the body. But then there's this other theory, one that nobody wants to believe. What if he ran away? What if he started a new life somewhere else? I know it sounds crazy, but the thing is, even the most devoted family men can hide darkness inside. It's disturbing to think about, but sometimes people aren't who we think they are. November 25, 1975. Lodger Bellinger, a 25-year-old from Washington, Maine, promised his wife Linda he'd drive her to work after a quick deer hunt. It had been snowing heavily, and he told her he'd be back soon since the hunting spot was close to home, right near the Somerville and Lincoln County line. Morning came and went, then afternoon, then evening. Lodger never came back. Linda and her relatives searched his usual route and found tracks, but no sign of Lodger. Game wardens were called in, then the Maine State Police. During the search, investigators found footprints near a stream that led to a spot where it looked like someone had shot and dressed a deer. They followed the trail to an access road, where it seemed like the deer had been dragged. The theory? Lodger might have been picked up by a passing vehicle. Here's where it gets really dark. Police found a crumpled receipt at the scene that led them to two individuals. One of them died less than a year after Lodger vanished. The other, Danny Collins Jr., is apparently still living in Maine. Rumor has it that Collins confessed to picking up Lodger that day. Supposedly, they were high on drugs, and someone shot Lodger in the back seat of the car. Police searched the vehicle and found that the interior had been recently washed. The rear seat, completely missing, and they found deer hair in the trunk, even though Collins wasn't a hunter. But here's the kicker. Despite all this evidence, nobody was ever arrested. Almost 50 years later, Lodger Bellinger's family still doesn't know what happened to him. Every year in Oregon, about 1,100 people need to be rescued from the wilderness. Most make it home alive, but since 2016, nearly 100 people have died in the backcountry, and another 80 have just disappeared without a trace. Sean Higgins is one of them. October 14, 2016. Sean, his son Trevor, and his brother-in-law Will Chandler headed out to hunt black-tailed deer in the Shasta-Costa drainage in the Bear Camp area, about 45 miles east of Gold Beach, Oregon. They'd done this countless times before. The routine was simple. Trevor, the youngest, would wait by the truck while Sean and Will went into the woods. Sean was so familiar with the area that he left his backpack and GPS in the vehicle. He figured he didn't need them. But when nightfall came, Sean hadn't returned. Then a storm rolled in. Trevor and Will split up to look for him, but then Trevor got lost too. Will called the Curry County Sheriff's Office to report both of them missing. Sean's wife Stephanie immediately joined the search and rescue operation. For days later, they found Trevor suffering from severe hypothermia. He was rushed to the hospital and survived. But Sean? Still missing. More drones, more helicopters, more search dogs were brought in. On October 25th, authorities had to suspend the search because the weather made it too dangerous. But Stephanie and her sons kept going back, searching the area where they believed Sean had disappeared. 6 years have passed. Sean Higgins is still a missing person. At least Trevor made it home. If he hadn't, Stephanie would have lost both her son and her husband that day. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into today's story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our videos. So here's the thing about survival in the wilderness. You'd think if you're prepared, if you've got the right gear, the right skills, maybe some buddies with you, you'd be fine, right? Wrong. Because sometimes even the most experienced hunters, people who've spent their entire lives in the woods, just disappear, like they were never even there. And today we're talking about 5 hunters who walked into the wilderness and never came back out.